degrees don't matter. You got to be a man to wrestle. Well, I'm 48, and Oklahoma State is a top wrestling school in the country, and the bait is Oklahoma State would, won the wrestling championship every year, and I've wrestled a little bit. I'm not a pro wrestler. I wasn't the NCAA champion. I didn't try to be. That's all these idiots do is try to, find something they can find somebody better than me at, and trap me into losing to their bullshit because they can't beat me on the grades and GMAT and IQ because they're too fucking dumb, so they make up some other bullshit game. And anyway, so the reason I'm on house arrest is this has been going on since I was 16, and I got my mechanical engineering degree at Oklahoma State in 4 years, and my master's degree from Duke Cranert in 2 years. What they taught me was bullshit based on precedents, maximize stock owner value, bullshit. Efficient market theory, bullshit. I studied enough to get a B in my degree. And, I've been listening to all this mafia bullshit from these idiots at the stockbroker office, Merrill Lynch, Payne, Weber, Smith, Barney. At one time, 5 or 10 years ago, every stockbroker office in the Kansas City area had a legal complaint against me with all this bullshit of molesting women, raping, assault, battery. 100 pages for every stockbroker office probably in the Kansas City area was listed. And I spent time in jail and a mental hospital for it. Last fall, I had people mouthing off to me at the grocery store, church, calling me a bum, a faggot, dumbass. I mean, these aren't some kids, some adults. They look like dumbasses. Adults look like dumbasses now. Calling me poor. And so I put a resume on Craigslist with the word N-U-K-E, nuke, when I was pissed off with some typos. And I just spent 3 months in jail from September to before Christmas. Now I'm on house arrest from around Christmas to right now in the middle of March. And who knows when it'll be over? I don't know. No more bullshit after bullshit. But the whole thing is, it's all based on precedents of malicious prosecution of myself, malicious destruction of myself, lack of credibility of any sort from the courthouse in Johnson County, Kansas, or Kansas City, Missouri, criminal judges, prosecutors, DEAs. I mean, Lyles Morrison, the DA, locked me up. He's been taken out of his office for being a criminal and some kind of woman molesting a woman or sexual advances. These guys are criminals themselves who locked me up. But the competition, it's just one bullshit thing after another. And right now, I'm just thinking, everything I've done has been based in reaction to attacks on myself, lack of respect. It's really disrespectful when people say my degrees don't matter, such as my family of lawyers. My brother's wife, who used to work in the district attorney's office, called my Purdue master's degree a junior college degree. She's from Enid, Oklahoma, evidently, where I went to Oklahoma State and Stillwater. And I guess all these people, they just want to say all that matters is your mechanical engineering degree. Well, you don't tell me what matters. I say what matters, and we'll debate. If you want to argue about it, you're going to be a high school dropout where you belong. Because when these lawyers and PhDs and MBAs from these little schools that are nothing, not ranked in the top 100, 20, or 10 like Purdue was, sit there and say degrees don't matter, they become the equivalents of high school dropouts, and that's what almost everybody says to me because they don't got my degrees. And of course, I'm not making that $3 billion a year like some of these hedge fund managers are. Like Mike Milken was making $100 million, $300, $500 million in the 1980s after I got my master's in 85 to 87, 88, financing hostile takeovers for Drexel, Burnham, Lambert. And a guy in church I remember who worked at Drexel, Burnham in Kansas City said Mike Milken had the highest paycheck in America, according to the IRS, $300 or $400 million a year. So that's where paycheck precedence begins. And right now, paychecks at $3 billion plus a year with this hedge fund manager, who made over, last several years, 5 years, different hedge fund managers have been making well over $1 billion per year in personal paycheck. I have been not allowed to start a hedge fund, get an investment license to start one. I pass all the tests when I'm allowed to take them. In order to take these tests, you have to work for a company. You have to be sponsored by a company before they'll even let you take these dumbass tests. And when I took the Series 7 working for Franklin Life Insurance, I had to work for them before they let me take the test. I take the test, get 91%, one of the highest scores in the country. And most of the test questions are pretty much irrelevant bullshit based on reality. It's just something to make up a test, to give people a test. And I got one of the highest scores in the country, and then after I sold insurance, the guy in charge of the office, the district manager, fired me because we all had a master's degree. I knew more about finance, and I I wasn't going to say his little sales script that he had people say because I knew it was, I'm too smart to say it, and I know what it is and what it isn't, and I'm not, I'm too good for that shit. I needed the money and a paycheck. I didn't get the money and paycheck, and that's what it's all about when you work, getting a paycheck, right? So, anyway, about 2005, after hassling for 2 years with the Securities Commission, NASD, SEC, I took a 65 investment exam to become an investment advisor because I had read from a thing at Bank of America, in order to start your own hedge fund, the process involves getting an investment advisor's license, registering as an investment advisor, and then you can start your own hedge fund. Well, I passed the 65 test after a 2-year hassle, paying a lawyer to help me with the paperwork, who was just ridiculing me and asking me ridiculous questions about stock trades that had nothing to do with anything. And then I passed the test. I was denied a license, went to Topeka for an appeal. I spent 2 or 3 hours in Topeka one morning and afternoon, arguing with a lawyer in the Kansas Securities Commissioner about, and they said, well, your degrees don't matter, your genius IQ doesn't matter, it's not right. Your degrees are not right, intelligence is not right. The fact that you own stock of Merrill Lynch and Smith Barney and Payne Weber, of those companies, does not entitle you to be an owner. It doesn't matter what the book says. The book says the stock owners own the company, but that's not right. You see, well, they babbled for a few hours. I didn't get a license. They're just fucking ridiculous faggots. That's another issue. What the book says isn't right. That's another reason I didn't get straight A's in college, because I could care less, because in engineering, what the books say isn't right, or what the books say you can't do and get paid money for, it doesn't matter. So whether it's right or wrong is one issue, and whether you can get paid money to do what the books say is another issue. So all the idiots who could never come close to it, just, you'd make me fucking sick to my stomach. I'm getting sick of your mouths. Because what the books say is either bullshit, and when it's not bullshit, you can't do it. So what's your point, faggots? You couldn't come close. You're nothing. So, that's the story. Coldwell Bank with my real estate license. Well, that's a little story, because I did sell some real estate, get some commission checks, but in Kansas, in order to become a real estate broker and start your own company, you have to have 2 years experience, 2 years in a row selling houses, and then become a broker. You have the opportunity to try to become a broker. My first job at Coldwell Banker, when I was a top rookie in the office, after the first year, I got put in a sleeper hold by Todd Crum, who said he was a pro wrestler against Hulk Hogan, and had a Texas MBA, Texas football player, and pro wrestler, and National Merit Scholar, and all this other stuff he was telling me, which if true, fine. If not, I think he was lying about it, because the guy's kind of fucking, comes up and puts me in a sleeper hold from behind one time when he asked me to help him on a contract. He'd been trying to be buddies with me, then he comes up from behind and sticks me in a sleeper hold. Typical bullshit these fucking assholes do. And then the broker who hired me at Coldwell Banker in the office mysteriously left. A new broker came in from Missouri who had never been a salesperson, because Missouri across the street, you don't have to work 2 years in sales to become a broker. You just got past the test. He was a big older guy. He made up some bullshit to fire me, and he even said, I don't want you getting 2 years in to become a broker, and I don't want you working in any Coldwell Banker office anyway, because he knew I was going to be better than him. Because when these guys say you're no different than anybody else, I got the degrees they could never get. They got the license, so they'd do anything to prevent me from getting the broker's license, because then I would, without a shadow of a doubt, be better than them. So I never got the broker's license, and around 2005, I lost my salesperson's license when I was trying to get a broker's license. They dug into my past, investigated me, all the bullshit with the stockbroker offices, time in jail, mental hospitals. They took away my sales license, wouldn't give me a broker's license, took away my sales. And, I haven't had a paycheck, a significant paycheck since 2005. This is 2010, March. I lost my real estate license, was denied my investment license to start my own company. So this bullshit's been going on since I was 16, and it's really been going on since I got my master's in 85, 25 years ago. And, I'm gonna take a drink, and I'll just publish this, and y'all can think about this for a while. Well, I'm getting murdered and maliciously prosecuted in Johnson County, Kansas. And again, I'm on house arrest since Christmas. That's May 15th, 16th. I'm still on house arrest.